the POMONA Reptile Super Show 2025. We come here every year. It is an absolute blast. I love this show. We got Triple L Reptile over here, Zoom Ed right over here, and plenty of other vendors all right behind me. Now, one thing that I did notice from the last video that I put out was there was a few of you that said there's not enough reptiles. You barely showed the reptiles. So this time we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're only gonna show animals. There's gonna be, I take it back, there's gonna be one interview, and that's gonna be with Steve from Exoterra, because I wanted to show off an awesome product that they are releasing this year. Okay, they got a lot of great products coming out, but the rest of it is just gonna be animals, because that's what you guys want. That's what everybody comes to the show for, is to see the reptiles. So without further ado, enough of me talking, let's get to it. So we're here at Snakeful Grace, and here at Snakeful Grace, they focus primarily on Western hognose snakes, which is one of my favorite snakes. And this is an adult female toffee Western hognose snake. Look at her, she is beautiful. I always get really excited when I see adult hognose snakes, because you don't really see them often, and you definitely don't see females very often. Because most of the time when you come to a show, you see these little baby hognose snakes and little pencil thin snakes, little worms really. But then you get these beautiful adults that get a lot longer than a lot of people think. I mean, just look at this girl. She's all the way from my shoulder to the end of my hand. That is a rather long-bodied snake, and she is stunning. Just look at her. Very calm demeanor, toffee morph colors. Just a stunning, stunning snake. I mean, just look at that beautiful hognose right there. That's where they get their name from. That little nose right there, that rostral scale will help dig up toads and little lizards that might be buried in the ground. Beautiful, beautiful snake that you can find here at Snakeful Grace. This right here is a frilled dragon. Now this is here at Reptile Island, but this isn't just any frilled dragon. This is an Australian crossed with an Indonesian frilled dragon. So these guys actually get some pretty decent size. They're gonna be bigger than your average Indonesian frilled dragon. The Australian frilled dragons are one of the largest species of frilled dragons, and man, are they rad. Now they get the name frilled dragon from, well, this frill right behind the neck. So what'll happen is these guys, whenever they feel threatened or they feel like there's a predator in their way, these guys will open their mouth and they'll expand that frill to make themselves look much larger than they actually are. And they're already pretty big to start with. These guys will get about 3 feet long. I mean, that is a pretty long animal. Just check that out. Now, one thing to keep in mind about these guys is they do not back down. These guys, when they open that frill, they'll actually jump at you if they really feel like they want to make their presence known. Now, another thing to keep in mind about these guys is that this is a semi-arboreal animal. And what that means is that they like a tall enclosure, but an also wide enclosure as well. You want to make sure to give them plenty of land space while also giving them plenty of places to climb as well. These guys are absolutely rad. And this one is a little baby, not in size, but in demeanor. So sweet. Just look at that. Look at that happy, sleepy little face right there. Look at this beautiful red-tail boa. This is a motley Colombian red-tail boa, and he is absolutely stunning. Just check him out. Look at these patterns. Such a cool snake. And when you look at a red-tail boa, you would think, how does a snake this big really hide from somebody? I mean, this is a snake that will get 7 feet long. And it's really hard to think of how this animal can stay hidden. But this pattern right here really does blend in with the leaf litter on the floor. These guys can be extremely hard to find in the wild. But man, these guys are gorgeous. Now, I don't know about you guys, if you have ever seen a wild Colombian boa, man, they are nowhere near as chill as these guys. Those guys will stand their ground. But in captivity, Colombian boas are such a favorite among reptile enthusiasts, and they are sweethearts. People love them for their super calm demeanors. Just beautiful, beautiful snakes. There's really nothing better than a big snake that has the attitude of a sweet little ball python. All right, you guys, so we're over here at Bug Cage Company, and this is an Arizona blonde tarantula. Now, tarantulas are rad animals. I mean, honestly, or insects or arachnids. See, the thing is I respect companies like this, because what happens is they primarily focus on invertebrates, tarantulas, assassin bugs, millipedes, centipedes, scorpions, all the stuff that would normally scare people. That, you know, you might be a reptile person and you might absolutely be terrified of inverts. Well, that's where Bug Cage Company comes into play, because they are here to not only sell you bugs, but they're also here to help you get comfortable with them and really make you and the general public understand that these guys right here are not as terrifying as a lot of people think they are. You know, naturally, if you were walking around somewhere and you lived in Arizona and you saw one of these, you'd probably freak out. But seeing it in my hand and realizing that this animal is completely harmless and is not going to do anything to me is a whole nother story. Now, that doesn't go to say that these guys can't bite. They still have mouths, they still have fangs. They need those to eat. But as long as you respect these guys, they're going to be just as nice to you as you are to them. A beautiful, beautiful animal. Now, they also have another really cool animal, which is known as a vinegaroon. And I'm going to show that to you next. Now, this is a vinegaroon. Now, vinegaroons may look extremely intimidating, but they are quite possibly the nicest, most harmless animals here at Bug Cage Company. These guys, they're just completely harmless. Their main defense is to smell like vinegar. So what happens is if you mess with this guy just too much, or a little, you know, you just mess with them too much, what will happen is they will release a fluid that will coat this end of this little tail right here, and it'll smell exactly like vinegar. And the closest that I can say is that it'll smell like salt and vinegar chips, right? So that's pretty much their only defense. These guys really aren't capable of biting and truly are just a big, big teddy bear. They look mean, but again, completely harmless. How rad are these guys? Now, these guys are also really fun to watch inside of an enclosure as well. These guys will dig around. They'll actually grab soil and sand and then push it somewhere else with these big old punching claw glove looking like things. Super, super cool. Look at them just feeling around, trying to get a feel of the environment. Such a rad insect, such a rad invertebrate. This right here is a giant African millipede. Just check this guy out. Isn't he rad? Look at all those little legs. And to be honest with you guys, all those little legs feel crazy. You can actually see them gripping onto my skin, but they don't hurt. Now, millipedes are not to be confused with centipedes. Centipedes can definitely bite and aren't as nice generally as a millipede. Millipedes are absolute sweethearts and truly are just the puppy dogs of invertebrates. Just look at this little guy. Super, super cute. And what he's doing right now is he's using these antennae and he's feeling around, trying to smell the ground, trying to get a smell to see if there's anything that he can eat around here. Such a cool invertebrate. I mean, these guys are massive. I don't know if I could really show you the size of this, but just look at, there we go. Look at that. This guy is crazy. Look at those legs moving. That nice little wavy motion. Wow, such a rad animal. It is honestly so awesome to see that invertebrates are really starting to get their name out there and people are really starting to appreciate them more and more. I've seen so many people walk out of this venue with these guys, and I'm so happy that they are, because truly the appreciation for these guys has been so underwhelming, but now they're definitely starting to pick up and people love them.
Hi everyone, my name is Steve Sotelo. I'm the Exoterra division manager for the US. Just want to talk to you a little bit about some of the new launches that we have with Exoterra in 2025. One of the most exciting ones that's launching at the beginning of the year is our PTC carbon fiber heat mats. We're doing away with the previous model of heat mats and bringing in something new, some new technology to really address a lot of the problems that we've seen with heat mats over the years. You know, when it comes to areas that overheat, when it comes to issues with glass and coldness, we're always really trying to take the next step when it comes to innovation. So the cool thing about these is there are multiple safety features that are available in this model, including one, what it does is it will migrate heat towards areas that are cold in order to make sure that all the heat is unified throughout there. There's also no nichrome heat element in this unit, which means there's no metal wire, and it makes it easier to keep a stable temperature within this unit. It's available in 4 sizes, just like our previous models. And there is also another really cool feature is there is some slight waterproofing. So if you happen to have an accident with like a misting system or your humidifier, it will keep all the circuitry dry. The other important feature, because we all keep animals here, is there is a safety switch. So what happens is when it recognizes a temperature abnormality or something like a power surge, it'll automatically shut itself off, restart, and then go back up to that core temperature. So look for it now at Triple Reptile. It'll be available sometime soon in January. Thank you.
This is an elephant trunk snake, and this thing is crazy looking. Look at this, it's all dripping water on me. And that is because this is a fully aquatic species of snake. Now I did take it out of water because they still do breathe air. So I can have them out of water, but just, well, technically to her, this is a female. Look at her, she's beautiful. She's a calico, so she's got this crazy mix of pattern. Absolutely gorgeous. Look how forked this tongue is. Let's see if we can get that tongue to pop out. These guys have a crazy forked tongue, and this is how they taste and smell their food in the water. Absolutely rad. Now, the reason that I have to support this snake's entire body is because being a fully aquatic snake, they don't have the strength to support their whole body on land. So this guy has to be fully supported to make sure that they are staying healthy and safe. Such a rad species of snake. Now these guys can be found in certain parts of Indonesia where they're found in low streams, small bodies of water, very, very shallow bodies of water. Such a rad snake. And the water is warm in those shallow bodies, usually at about 84 degrees. These guys love it warm. Such a rad species of snake. I really wish you guys could actually get a feel of this. I don't know if you can actually see that, but this guy, look at the feeling of this. It looks exactly how it feels. That's all I can say. Such a cool species of snake that eats fish. And you know, in captivity, you can feed these guys tilapia and other types of fish, but man, this is, just look at this face. Look at that face. That is a super cute face. This is a colored Amazon tree boa, but the best thing about this is a captive bred animal. You don't see captive bred colored Amazon tree boas very often. And just look at this guy. Absolutely stunning. Now, colored Amazon tree boas are some of the coolest snakes out there, and they're extremely, extremely variable. And when I say variable, I mean these guys can come in oranges, yellows like this one, reds. I actually have a red one down here right now that I'll pull out after. They just come in so many different colors. They truly are such a beautiful, variable species. And being captive bred, just look at the personality on this guy. This guy is extremely docile. Very, very sweet snake. Hasn't even struck at me once. I mean, just look at this guy. This guy is stunning. Now, when it comes to Amazon tree boas, they can come in so many different colors. Oranges, reds, yellows. And the coolest thing about this one in particular is its personality. It is honestly really, really calm. And that's most likely due to being a captive bred animal. This guy is very, very calm, has been around humans pretty much since birth, so you don't have to worry about its super defensive demeanor for the most part. Doesn't mean it can't still bite. Definitely can still bite. Beautiful animal. All right, you guys, so our friends here at Epic Style gave us the chance to hold their beautiful purple motley jaguar retic male. Just check this guy out. He is beautiful, and honestly, I mean, he's young. Chris, how old do you think this guy is right now?
He's a year and a half.
Year and a half, and he's already this big?
Yeah.
That is something to keep in mind. There are retics all over this show, but what you don't realize is these snakes grow fast. Hey, but man, are they such a rewarding snake to work with. They're very, very smart.
Very smart, very intelligent. You can just see it on display when they're like resting in their enclosure, just kind of taking it all in. They're kind of like I would say like the monitor species of the snake.
Yeah.
Like you can see them thinking.
That's so rad. Yeah, that's actually one cool thing about these guys that I've always loved is, you know, a lot of snakes, they kind of turn their head to look around and whatnot, but these guys, I mean, they just got to look at you and you're going to see their eyes just move. And that's really, really cool. Such a beautiful snake. Let's just get a real good look at this pattern. My hair has grown like crazy because I will not leave this super show. I refuse to shave. I've been here for about a year now. It's just such an awesome show. I'm not gonna leave anytime soon. You'll probably catch me at the next show as well, and I'll still be here. I wouldn't have left. I'm surviving off of snake shed and whatever corn dogs I can find in the trash cans here. It is an absolute blast. All right, you guys, so this right here is a crested gecko. This is a red-based pinstripe harlequin crested gecko, and it is absolutely stunning. Now, this gecko is from the Gecko Geek, and they primarily focus on New Caledonian geckos. So crested geckos, gargoyle geckos, Saracenorum geckos. Sorry, I said gecko so many times, I'm getting my tongue twisted up. But man, do these guys look awesome. This is a beautiful crested gecko. Absolutely stunning. And look how calm it is. This guy's not jumping around or anything. This is an absolutely sweet, sweet animal. Just looking around, getting a good look at the show and all the people walking by. Definitely some awesome crested geckos, awesome geckos in general here at the Gecko Geek. All right, you guys, check this out. So we are here at Crazy 8 Invertabrates, and what I have right here is an African zebra mantis. Check her out. She is rad. Now, the reason that they call him a zebra mantis, look right there. You see that pattern on her back? Those nice stripes? That is where the African zebra mantis gets their name. Now, this right here is an adult female, and they don't have a super long lifespan. These guys will live for about 12 months, so they have a very short lifespan. But within that time frame, this female can lay up to 5 Uthicas, and those Uthicas can have up to 30, 40, even 50 babies sometimes. So though this girl doesn't live long, she will do her job to make sure that this species carries on into her habitat. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous animal. Insect, bug. These are so rad. Just take a good look at her. She is so cool. Absolutely sweet. I see you looking at me. I see you looking at me. Looking at me. Looking at me. Yeah. Such a rad animal. All right, so this right here is an African peacock mantis or a budwing mantis. Check this guy out. Now, this guy's not as colorful as that other one that we saw, but this has more of a cryptic coloration. All these little colors, or all this dark color, is to really help this one blend in with bushes and just drier areas. You're gonna be able to find this guy in a much more drier climate. Super, super rad. Now, the reason that they get the name peacock or budwing, as a full-grown adult, they don't get big wings like other mantises do. They get these tiny, tiny little bud wings, and they call them peacock mantises because when they feel threatened, they will actually expose those little buds, and basically it'll be a beautiful rainbow-colored small set of wings to try to warn off a predator, which should work, honestly, if you think about it. I mean, this guy's got a brown dual color, and then just a flash of bright colors would definitely startle a predator. Super, super rad little mantis.